in a cell, no trial, no voice. Truth buried deep, but we ain't got no choice. They tried to erase him, break him apart, but we scream free Mostafa. From the soul, from the heart. They falsified the paper, twisted every word, turned a car crash to murder, like justice never heard. Dorothy and Empress, angels in the sky. Now they blame a broken man while the real ones lie. A badge and a pen, that's all it took. Signed his fate with a false report and a dirty look.
Wherever the fuck you on the other side, whatever the fuck that guy does, follow him and get
And again, scream Mostafa, loud through the chains. Justice corrupted, drowning in pain. From the cell block to the street, we'll never stop till the walls fall down and the charges drop. Free Mostafa, it's more than a name, it's a movement, a mission, exposing the game to Trump and Cash. Hear our cry, bring the truth to light, let the innocent fly. Amy Ashworth, playing judge in the jury in a county so dirty, soaked in fury. Police in the courts all in on the plot. They framed an innocent man and left his soul to rot, but his family's out marching, banners held high, while supporters flood timelines, refusing to lie. They want silence, we give them the storm. Truth blazing through like justice reborn. Every post, every chant, every sleepless night is a spark in the dark that's ready to ignite. This ain't just a song, it's a battle cry for every soul locked up while the guilty lie. We free Mostafa, loud through the chains. Justice corrupted.
It sounds like Judge Weimer is upset at the prosecutors. You were in there on Tuesday. Why are you still trespassed?
Why am I still trespassed?
Why are you still trespassed? We'll get to the bottom of it and we'll fix it. We're going to fix it.
We're going to find out.
Today is September 20th. Today is Saturday. We just got done visiting Mostafa. And Judge Weimer, if you care to know, Mostafa is hanging in there. Mohammed, you had a whole entire motion, 2-3 hour motion with Judge Weimer about sending Mostafa to the hospital. Judge Weimer, we have the audio, and we're going to have multiple podcasts about Mostafa and Mostafa getting beaten up by a correctional officer inside the jail and how you refused to send Mostafa to the hospital. So, Judge Weimer, if you care to know, Mostafa is hanging in there. Mostafa is hanging in there strong. This is not another boring podcast. Mostafa through the police body cams. Judge Carol Weimer, you're under the microscope.
So what happened on, what was it, Monday?
Was it Monday or Tuesday?
Oh, yeah, Tuesday.
Tuesday.
What's going on?
We've been waiting for 2.5 years for the SD card to be inspected. Finally.
2.5 years.
2.5 years. Finally, the SD card is going to be inspected by an independent expert from Mostafa's defense attorney, Brad Haywood. The motion went through. Finally. So the SD card is going to be inspected. The metadata is going to be inspected on the SD card.
The SD card and the dash camera. You mean?
The SD card and the dash camera.
That Chad Mason tampered with.
That Chad Mason cut the wire, cut the videos on the dash camera.
And admitted to tampering with it.
And admitted to tampering with the dash camera. Violated department policy. We have a whole entire audio recording.
We heard that, what, 2 weeks ago?
We heard that 2 weeks ago. It's on the internet. On the YouTube channel, not another boring podcast. Now, Officer Zymus admit the audio is there, so we're going to get the audio. So the SD card is going to be inspected. The vehicles, Mostafa's vehicle and the Suburban, Judge Weimer approved the motion, so it's going to move forward. So an independent expert is going to get to reconstruct this whole entire vehicle accident.
It took a lot of pushback.
I mean, you should have seen in court. By the way, it was an interesting experience to have a podcast dedicated to Judge Weimer, the presiding judge, and getting to sit in the courtroom of Judge Weimer. I mean, at one point, Judge Weimer looks at me, makes eye contact, and then he says, we're gonna make sure to inspect the vehicles
With an S.
with an S. Now, apparently, Judge Weimer is listening to the podcast. I mean, what are we screaming about for the past 2.5 years? That Mostafa's vehicles were not inspected. I mean, we have a body cam where the independent expert was not allowed to touch Mostafa's vehicle, was not allowed to touch the Suburban, and the investigator who falsified Mostafa's statements, Robert Drum, tells him, prosecutor Sarah Sammy said, you cannot touch the vehicles. So how could you reconstruct this vehicle accident if you can't touch Mostafa's vehicle or the Suburban? By the way, violating a court order. The court order is to reconstruct this vehicle accident.
So the judge had to give another court order.
I mean,
is that right?
Another court order. Now we have to hire another independent expert to go in 2.5 years into this vehicle accident to reconstruct this vehicle accident.
You know, I'm really interested in talking about what Sarah Sammy said when the judge granted the inspection of Mostafa's dash cam and the SD card. I heard that she had IT experts in the room, and that she also wanted her IT experts from the county to also extract data from the dash cam.
I mean, exactly. That's exactly what happened. I mean, Sarah Sammy is telling Judge Weimer that, Your Honor, I have my experts.
But first, before that, she was pushing back on having the camera supposedly removed off-site. And I mean, from my understanding,
just a week ago, she was pushing back. She didn't want to inspect the SD card. I think she told Brad Hayward, why are we inspecting the SD card? And she's pushing back on it. She doesn't want the SD card inspected.
They don't want the SD card inspected. They don't want anything looked at. But the moment your lawyer, Mostafa's lawyer, gets granted the rights to inspect evidence, which is, in this case, the SD card, the dash cam, and the two vehicles, the moment the judge says, fine, you're allowed to inspect the evidence, which is Mostafa's right, all of a sudden now prosecutor Sammy is now invested, and she has her experts ready, IT experts, ready to extract data from this dash cam. Now,
my question is, I mean, is this the same prosecutor that got a lip reader?
I mean,
she got a lip reader, and she was gonna. I mean, Mostafa was scheduled for trial back in December. This prosecutor got a lip reader when her digital forensic is telling her this dash camera has audio. I mean, Kathy Zimas, the digital forensic, got on the stand, and we have the audio of what she told Judge Weimer.
She says
told
there's audio.
There's audio. We have the document in the case file where she admit that this dash camera does have audio. She gets on the stand and she said this dash camera has audio. I mean, for the
prosecutor in court says, in all the motions, she says there's no audio.
There's no audio.
They
went as far as got a lip reader. Now that Mostafa's defense attorney is hiring an independent expert to inspect the SD card, all of a sudden Sarah Sammy is telling Judge Weimer, I have my expert, and we want the expert to look at the metadata in the SD card. Where were you for 2.5 years? I mean, you went as far and got a lip reader. Now you want to inspect the metadata on the SD card? Now that we have our independent expert to go in and inspect the SD card, now you want to look at the metadata. Where were you for the past 2.5 years?
So the county is not interested in this dash camera. They're claiming there's no audio in court. And the reason why I say in court is because you have 811 pages of discovery, all police reports, all the files, and nowhere in there does it say there's no audio.